Hi, I'm Christina Newton, licensed therapist at Shasta Community Health Center. Welcome to a Mental Health Moment. Today we're going to talk about generalized anxiety disorder. Some degree of stress is normal, and it often helps us to grow and to learn and to master things that are difficult. But with GAD, or generalized anxiety disorder, this worrier doesn't know when to quit. There's no plan for any situation that's enough to stop their worry about it. We also know that stress hormones can have a very harmful effect on our bodies by breaking down our immune systems with cortisol. The cortisol affects the immune function, which impacts our overall health. So understanding that decreasing the anxiety in our brains can help our bodies live healthier, more productive lives. Worry, worry, worry. People with generalized anxiety disorder worry and plan to the nth degree. Let's start with the symptoms. Feeling overwhelmed by a number of small things that are happening, overthinking plans and solutions for the worst possible case scenarios, perceiving situations or events as more threatening than they really are, difficulty handling uncertainty, indecisiveness or fear of making the wrong decision, inability to set aside or let go of their worry. These people frequently feel restless, keyed up, or on edge. They have a hard time relaxing, difficulty concentrating, or feeling that your mind just kind of goes blank. Many people also have these physical symptoms that also are included in this. They might feel fatigue, they might have trouble sleeping, they might have a lot of muscle tension or muscle aches in their upper back and neck and shoulders. They might feel twitchy or be trembling. They might have a nervousness or be easily startled because they're on edge frequently. They might have sweating or nausea or have irritable bowel syndrome. You might also just feel this general sense of irritability about them because, again, it's always running in the background, their worry. So in my experience, many people who have these symptoms long before adulthood, and when we look backwards, we see in their young child or teen life, these are the things they worry about. So you might also see this in your teenagers. They might have a lot of worry about performance at school or sporting events, family members' safety. They might worry about these impending doom with earthquakes or pandemics or catastrophic events. They might worry about being on time. A child or a teen have excessive worry over being anxious to fit in or being a perfectionist. They might feel like they have to redo all their homework or tasks until it's perfect. They lack confidence and they strive for a lot of approval. They spend a lot of time on their homework. They require a lot of reassurance about their performance, and they might have a lot of frequent stomach aches or headaches or physical complaints. And they might avoid going to school functions or social situations. So another secondary issue that comes up with generalized anxiety is people will often use substances to help manage their near nonstop worry. Marijuana use, alcohol, or other substances that help to calm them down and distract them from their worry. This then leads to a substance use or addiction that compounds their anxiety. So what appears to be helping them in the beginning can then become addictive, and they need to use more and more of it, and eventually that doesn't help matters. It actually makes them worse. So who might have this disorder? Studies show that there are some genetic risk factors. So the brain chemistry is often related to genetics. So some families have anxiety disorders that have a strong genetic factor. And yes, anxiety does run in families. There's also temperament. So each one of us is born with a temperament that can be either slow to warm or this really outgoing child. So the slow to warm child, they're just predisposed to sort of interpret the world in a much more anxious way. They're not sure, they're more tentative. And so that's just who they are. That's just who genetically they are. So what are some of the treatments that help this never-ending worrier? There are some early treatments and lifestyle changes that you can make early on. So talking to someone early in life, like a therapist or a trusted friend or an adult or parent, to help manage your fears and worries. Keeping a journal, absolutely. Exercise is a great, and it boosts your endorphins. Creating art to help express yourself or those feelings. Getting all that excessive energy that you build up when you worry about things out is always helpful. And it often, creative outlets are great ways to get all that worry out. Learning to prioritize your self-care with enjoyable activities, doing meditation, doing mindfulness, doing yoga, walking and exercising outdoors, free-form dance or music, arts and crafts, learning a new skill. Maybe you've always wanted to learn to play guitar or rock climbing, something, anything that takes your whole self to focus on and do. These are healthy ways to cope with that kind of anxious energy. And it takes the focus off worrying, getting stuck in your head, and it gives it into doing. So the activity takes us out of our worry brains and puts us into our doing brains, which is so much more helpful. But what if those lifestyle changes are not enough? Studies show that sometimes medications can be helpful for people with long-standing anxiety in conjunction with psychotherapy. So let's kind of tease that apart. The most helpful form of therapy is one that helps you unlearn your negative thought patterns. This can be done with solution-focused therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, narrative therapy, dialectical behavior therapy. Unlearning reactive ways or negative thoughts that come from anxious thinking can overcome that worldview. This can produce actions and positive reactions in your life. Remember though, it isn't the bad things that happen in life, it's the meaning we make of those events happening. The second part of that combination is medication. Some brains need help producing calming neurotransmitters. Medication is something to consider to help manage and decrease the stress, the nonstop worry that our mind produces and eventually affects our bodies. Talk to your doctor about what medications might be effective for you. Medication is just one tool in our toolbox, and it shows to be most effective when it's used in conjunction with psychotherapy. Both are crucial to helping our minds get healthy and learn new skills, and because they work in conjunction. Remember, understanding how to decrease your anxiety in our brains can help our bodies live healthier, more productive lives. That's what we all want. And there is help, and some of it you can do on your own with these lifestyle changes and focused activities. I encourage you to talk to your doctor about ideas and make some changes to incorporate better coping strategies in your life. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on Mental Health Moment.